for it.
Hello, my name is Dara Tomasson. I'm a professional long arm quilter, and I'm here today to show you how you can save money in your business. So if you want to save money and you want other techniques from my experience, you just need to subscribe below so you never miss out on one of my videos. There's a little bell that you press and it will tell you when my videos come out. They come out every Wednesday. So it's a wonderful way for me to help serve you in building your business. All right, so today we're going to talk about ways to save money as you run your long arm quilting business. And today we're going to talk about thread, because I got into this trap when I first started my business and felt very stuck on what thread I should use for my clients' quilts. There was a lot of confusion and I felt extremely overwhelmed. And so I kind of just started buying thread and I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. And so I'm here to help you to avoid that. So the biggest piece of advice I'm going to give you is to just buy one and try that one out. So when I bought this machine, I bought it from a lady and she had a lot of thread that came with the machine. So this kind of thread, it's called variegated. So variegated thread, so over a period of time, the thread colors change. Now, I don't really like variegated thread. And so if I don't really like it and I'm not really proud of it, I'm just not gonna buy it. I have this thread because it came with my machine, but I do avoid it, especially if I have a pantograph, an edge-to-edge design, and my thread runs out or something happens and then I have to rethread and start again. It's not always going to match up. So then I have to unpick to where that is and I have to find where this is. And so I don't really prefer variegated thread. So I would say if it's something that a customer wants or if you think you have to have it, you could actually just say, I'm not really interested in variegated thread. And that can be just your choice and feel empowered by that. So this has been sitting for a while. I've never used it. Now, as we know, there's different types of thread. And so this is a superior thread. It's an omni. It's a great bang for your buck. You get 6,000 yards at a very good price. And it's a 40 weight. So if you want your thread to be more visible, doing an edge to edge or something like that, this is a great go-to thread. It's a poly-wrapped poly, so it's super strong. It's just a really good, also it doesn't have a lot of lint, so you're not having to clean things out very often. It's a great go-to thread, and I would highly recommend it. My number one thread is, it's also a superior thread, and I'm not getting paid, by the way. This is not a paid subscription or sponsorship by them. But this is what I've learned from trial and error. So it's called So Fine. It's a 50 weight thread. It's also a polyester and it's super strong. It's really nice and light, especially if I'm doing a lot of custom work, then I can really create beautiful texture and the thread is not like really being dominant, but you're just having a beautiful texture, especially when you're blending it. So this one is highly recommended. It is a little bit more pricey, but I feel like if you're going to offer that quality of work for your custom work, then it's definitely worth the investment. Another part of the thread that can save you money is pre-wound thread bobbins. So if you buy a pre-wound thread bobbin, which I will link in the below, they will pre-wind it for you. It's a 60 weight thread, and because the machine is winding it so perfectly, there is a lot more thread on that bobbin than what you could do yourself. I personally like to wind my bobbins because it gives me a little bit of a break. I can kind of stretch and move and I'm a little bit of am kind of picky about the way my bobbins are wound, and so I control it, and it's just kind of a break for me. And I also really like to make sure that my top and my bottom are the same color. But you can buy pre-wound bobbins in most of the same colors as the top. So that is a time saver. It's also worth it if you don't want to be changing your bobbin very often, because you will get more thread on your bobbin than you would if you wound it yourself. So that's another one. Another thing to keep in mind is that if everyone's doing a certain thing, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. So I'm going to give you a small example. So when I was looking on other people's Instagram or Pinterest and seeing the kind of thread, everyone was using Glide. And I thought, oh, well, I have to buy Glide. So I spent like thousands of dollars on all this Glide thread. It didn't really work very well for me on my machine. And then after about 2 years, I didn't use any Glide at all. But I had a client's quilt that they had some trouble and they couldn't finish it themselves. And so they had used Glide on it. And I thought, oh dear, this is just like 2 weeks ago. Oh, I didn't have a good experience with Glide when I first started out. And, but I wanted to help this client out. And so I actually used the Glide and I had zero problem with it. And I was very surprised. And what happens is the more confidence you have and the more experience you have with your machine, and the more the skills that you build in your troubleshooting and understanding how the machine works, you can do things you never thought you could do before. So that's another way that you can really start thinking about thread and about your skills, is that if you have some determination and with practice, you can have success. So don't be discouraged if you spend a lot of money on something. With time and practice, you can get that. Also, there are a lot of really great people out there who are there to help you. And so reach out and ask for help. This is a community. We are here to help each other. And so don't be afraid to ask for help. When you became a long arm quilter, you did not go to university and take all these classes to help you know. This is like you are in the trenches. You are working. And so I want to help you build this community of helping other people to do better and to reach out and to get the help and support that you need, because you're not meant to be alone. This is a wonderful job. It's a wonderful career and way of being. It's a fabulous way to build your creativity, to help serve other people in quilting their quilts for them. So please feel free to reach out. So if you have any thread questions, please list them below. If you have problems with your machine, I can attempt to help you. Quite often there is just kind of a standard way to checking. There are occasions when you might need to replace a part of your machine, and there are other professionals that can help you with that. But there's definitely some troubleshooting that can happen that you can learn to do with that. So just to recap on my how to save money on thread YouTube video is just buy one cone of thread, try that cone, and then if it's not working for you, do maybe some troubleshooting. If you don't like it and you don't like the results, move on to another one. Secondly, reach out to other long armers and use their word for it. So I decided I'm just going to use Omni and SewFine, and that's what I'm going to do. And that has been really serving me, and I get the results that I really like. And then when I need to buy more thread, I know where I'm going. I don't want to get it complicated. The third thing, I didn't even mention it yet, good thing you stayed to the very end, is you can, when you are a long arm business, you can get wholesale pricing. And so when you have the wholesale pricing, it can have a reduced price. Now, I ran into a situation where I thought I was getting wholesale pricing, and then when I purchased at another place, just because I was physically there, I realized that wholesale wasn't necessarily very wholesale. And so when I approached that business and questioned them, they apologized and they reduced the rate that they were selling me. So you do need to keep an eye out to make sure that you are getting the best bang for your buck. Yeah. And holding people accountable. So do your due diligence. It's worth like a 3-hour time frame to go out and price compare and do all those things to really get that value, because as long arm quilters, we go through a lot of thread. The other thing is, if you want to save on time, then there are bobbins that are pre-wound that will help you to have more thread on your bobbin. So those are 4 ways that you can save money on your long arm quilting business. So if you have any other questions about any ways to save money or to save time in your business, please make comments below. And just on that note, I have a new website, and I have my 5 favorite tips on how to save time in your long arm business, and you just need to give me your email, and then you can get those tips from me. Also, I send out emails quite often to help support long arm quilters, help them with their techniques and help them with their mindset and help them with their entrepreneurial skills that are required to really get your business to where you want it to go. So again, leave any comments below. I'm totally here to help you and support you in this amazing journey of becoming a long arm quilter.